If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or anything gaming related, check the referral links down in the description. They'll take you to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods already, and with the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again and welcome to episode number 79 of the Chelsea career mode here on FIFA 15. We start with the replay against Leeds United in the FA Cup. Obviously in the snow up at Ellen Road yesterday, we weren't quite able to find enough goals to help us win it outright in the first attempt. So we have to go to a replay, hoping that this time in better conditions and a better visibility for me to be able to see Leeds United players on the pitch, we'll be able to get past them. We actually completely dominated the game yesterday, but weren't able to get the ball past Silvestri more often than once, and it cost us the opportunity to have a little bit more fitness in the side, and unfortunately we have an extra fixture thrown into our already congested calendar. But Robert Lewandowski picks up on the ball as it drops on the edge of the box. He has the shot, it's well blocked, drops to Ramirez, who scored from that kind of same position and in the same manner in one of yesterday's games against Hull City, but this time on his left foot. That was a shot, not a pass across goal. He just completely shanked it with his left and actually probably kicked it further away from goal than it was towards the goal line. So unfortunately we weren't able to take a 1-0 lead early on, and they hit the post actually at the other, really starting to cause me a few problems as we head further into this first half. Obviously in the first, I always say first leg when it's a replay, I don't know why, but in the first game they really didn't cause me any issues whatsoever apart from the goal that they scored. It was the only shot they had on target all game, and it just so happened that it was enough to give them the chance for replay. They hit the woodwork earlier on, we hit the woodwork as well, as you saw there just before half time, and now we're in the second half. We had one effort through Ramirez there that unfortunately was whipped towards the bottom corner and wouldn't quite go in, and then we're coming down the left hand side with Ian Robin this time. Goes on a lovely run, his feet are so good, and I just got a little bit of tunnel vision there and had the shot too early, but if you see from the replay, you may have even seen in real time as well. Just arriving on the left hand side is Antoine Griezmann in so much space, but I hit it too early and was too late to try and play him in and get the goal to give us a 1-0 lead. So unfortunately we have to push on with the score at 0-0. Danny Carvajal though with a great shot, brings it down on his chest, it bounces really nicely, sits up perfectly for the volleyed shot, but comes back off the bar, and sadly the follow-up effort goes over the top and we stay at 0-0. Are we looking like we're going to get extra time here after two draws against Leeds? Robert Lewandowski thinks not, rifling it into the bottom corner, turning inside the defender, using the outside of the foot shot. With just 9 minutes to go, we finally have a 1-0 lead against Leeds United, and that was enough to send us through to the next round of the FA Cup. At last we're able to get past Leeds United, and it was still only by a slim margin as well. They defended so well, perhaps got a little bit lucky with us hitting the woodwork, but to be fair, in that second game in the replay, they hit the woodwork as well, so maybe we were a little bit lucky that they didn't score and it wasn't a 1-1 draw again, and we had to go to extra time, which really wouldn't have done my squad fitness any good whatsoever. But we're into the Barclays Premier League again now, playing Fulham at home, another game at home, this time in the daylight rather than in the under the floodlights in the evening, and playing a strong side obviously, although we are missing Nemanja Matic, who obviously broke his ankle in yesterday's episode, and Ross Barkley is having to play at centre mid with obviously Posha at cam. They're starting a strong lineup. It's a 4-4-2 from Fulham, which is, I'm not too sure whether it's the right sort of formation for the BPL. Obviously, I play a 4-4-2 in the career mode Road to Glory with Cambridge in the Barclays Premier League, but we kind of have the right players to play in the right positions in that series, and I've become very accustomed to playing with that side in a 4-4-2 formation. So we kind of are the exception to the rule with 4-4-2 in the BPL in that particular series. But Fulham started on the front foot, as you can see. They've already had one shot. They're actually going to have another shot here that's well saved by Thibaut Courtois, down well to push that one around the post thanks to Hugo Rodiega's effort there. But they're going to get the ball in the box again here. Zuma's pass out to Barkley. I couldn't quite get it out my feet quick enough to pass it forwards again. Barkley stays down here. They hit the post and it flashes across the goalmouth. But we had to replace Nemanja Matic at centre defensive mid with Ross Barkley after Matic broke his ankle. And Ross Barkley, you've already guessed it, has broken his ankle. So we're now two central midfielders down. and they're both out for 3 months with broken ankles, so they will both miss the entire rest of the season with that injury. So we're now 2 central midfielders down. We've got Ramirez now coming on as a replacement again for the second game in 2 episodes to replace someone going off injured with a broken ankle. It was against Leeds yesterday that Matic broke his left ankle, and Ross Barkley breaks his today against another team in white playing at home here against Fulham. But we get so unlucky, sorry, not to take the lead in this game so far. We've had so many chances, and then Fulham got the other end here on the hour mark, working the ball into the box. Roberts is going to square it into the middle to Ross McCormack, gets a good turn in and a good pass to Schuster, gets so lucky with the block, and Otamendi just can't get it away. Rodallega with the shot, good save, but then they get again so lucky with the block. It drops to Schuster and he heads into an empty net. I'm really annoyed that Courtois couldn't push that around the post in the same way he did with Rodallega's shot in the first half. He had to just palm it straight to their man, waiting there to put it into the back of an empty net. So we're 1-0 down after dominating this game. Oscar, though, into the box, just going on a really nice solo run here. Can't really find a pass, so just continues to keep the ball at his feet and finds the back of the net as well. Bit of a disappointing attempted save at their end this time, with Stekelenburg really having the opportunity to do a lot better there and perhaps should have done. But we're back on level terms immediately after going 1-0 down. And Willian here trying to make it 2-1 now, but again, a good save by Stekelenburg this time, keeping us out. We continue, though, in the manner of the game to this point, to have the better of the football. And then Ross McCormack goes straight through the back of Paul Pogba. It was just a clear striker's challenge, very much worthy of the red card that came his way afterwards. You'll see from the replay, Pogba gets the ball into feet and then turns away from Ross McCormack, and he comes straight through the back of him. Now, I'm not sure whether he gets the ball there, though. Pogba tried to move it out of his feet with his own left foot, and I don't know whether it was Pogba getting contact or McCormack getting contact, but regardless of whether he won the ball or not there, it was a nasty challenge from behind. Did come through the back of Pogba, down the back of his calf on his right foot, regardless of with his left foot getting the ball away. Definitely a red card, but unfortunately they just firmed up after that, and we weren't able to create any more chances after them going down to 10 men. So we only get a point from that one, which means our lead at the top still remains 1 point, as Liverpool are now on 49. But we do still have a game in hand, so if we can get a win here against City, and underperforming Manchester City as well. Not quite sure where they are in the league table. I didn't really pay much attention to where they were in the previous highlight. But at the end of yesterday's episode, they were in 10th. So they're solidly mid-table here, Man City. Admittedly, it's underachieving, and they do have the quality in the side to do a lot better. So we were going to have to be at our best today to try and keep them out. Parejo and Ramirez starting at CDM. Neither of them really are first-team players right now, both rotation. But with Ross Barkley and Nemanja Matic both out injured with broken ankles, and Paul Pogba tired after playing the previous game, they were starting in this one. And Man City gets so lucky with that first goal there. Block the shot, and then Jovetic just races onto the rebound and just smashes it top. This is a great finish. Take nothing away from the finish from Jovetic, and we know how good he can be after we signed him in the inter-career mode, but I was still really disappointed with the way that their goal came about. We get lucky, though, with the way it drops to Ramirez and the second attempt, so swings and roundabouts. It happens at both ends. And we get ourselves back on level terms in such fortuitous circumstances. They broke through one challenge. Ramirez breaks through 2 to then side-foot it underneath the goalkeeper to give us a goal to get back at 1-1. Costello into Parejo here. We continue to be on the top of the proceedings after we got ourselves that goal, and Parejo plays a lovely timed ball through to Robin. Unfortunately, though, despite the ball being well timed, the run wasn't well timed, and the ball did end up in the back of the net, but his celebrations were cut short as the linesman's flag was up for offside. And you'll see again from the replay that not only was the ball was well timed, but the run just not quite timed to perfection, and the wrong side of the left back. So unfortunately, we aren't taking a 2-1 lead, but Ramirez again is going to look for the run of Robin, brings it down brilliantly, turns inside even better, goes for the finesse shot, but Joe Hart with a lovely reaction save. Not only does he get to it to keep it out, but then clutches it at the second attempt to make sure that it doesn't drop to someone to put into the back of the net at the second attempt. And then a really strong save from Courtois there from Luka Modric to stop them taking a 2-1 lead at the other end in the first half. We give the ball away, though, quite cheaply there. Robin is obviously my outlet at the minute on that right-hand side. He's so tricky and skillful. Brilliant player. player. I'm so glad that we brought him in because he's been absolutely fantastic for us. But the cross there took a deflection, and Jovetic is on hand to score his and City's second of the game, and that was going to be the final chance of the game. City did exactly the same as Fulham in the previous game, and after Fulham got a man sent off, City scored a second goal, and they just went part the bus, and I could not break them down at all in the remaining 35 minutes. So sadly, that is going to bring today's episode to a close, and it's going to cut our lead at the top of the table down to a single point without having that game in hand now. So we could, if we lose our next game and Newcastle, Arsenal and Liverpool win theirs, we could end up going from first to fourth. But hopefully that won't happen, and that we can continue to keep that top spot intact. But we'll find out tomorrow whether we can or not. But for now, that is going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. That win only brings City up to 8th in the table, and Man United continue to be down in 14th. So whether Louis van Gaal is still in charge there, I'm not sure. Probably sacked by now, to be completely honest. But fortunately for us, we're still top of the table, so we will take it to this point. 13 games remaining in the Barclays Premier League, but none remaining today. Thank you very much for watching. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it be this series or the Career Mode Road to Glory series, an episode of which will return to you tonight, or the My Player series, which went up last night, or the 70,000 subscriber special video that went up over the past couple of days as well. You definitely want to check that out if you haven't already. And for now, though, I will see you next time. So thank you very much for watching, and follow all the links in the description to Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram and G2A, and I'll see you tonight with Career Mode Road to Glory.